ever heard of the English pirate city in the middle of a vast expanse of Spanish territory? The city that hoarded the Spanish's greatest treasures? The city that sank in 2 minutes? This is the story of Port Royal's destruction and how it's the greatest turning point in pirate history. Port Royal, the pirate town on the Jamaican fault line on Kingston Harbor, sank to the bottom of the sea alongside the stolen Spanish treasure and 2,000 pirates on June 7th, 1692, 11:43 a.m., making the wickedest city in the world's destruction the most important turning point in pirate history. Why was the Buccaneer town this so-called wickedest city in the world's destruction the biggest turning point in pirate history, you ask? Port Royal was destroyed by an earthquake, yes, but many other disasters occurred after. After the magnitude 7.7 earthquake, the sand under Port Royal became waterlogged and turned into quicksand. People inside the sinking buildings were trapped and drowned. A tsunami, a gargantuan wave, bounced off the edge of Kingston Harbor, reflecting many devastating waves that crashed into the city. Port Royal was not just shaken, but sinking and being beaten by the tsunamis. This is a huge reason why Port Royal's destruction was the biggest turning point in pirate history, for this triple disaster has never occurred anywhere else. The biggest reason the sinking of Port Royal represents the biggest turning point in pirate history is 2,000 pirates, would-be raiders of the Spanish Main's biggest trade route, were killed by the soft sand and crashing waves. As said by the website Jamaica's 1692 earthquake, the town was hit by a tidal wave shortly after the earthquake ended, and many people who had been half buried by the quake were drowned. Over 2,000 people died in a matter of minutes. When 2,000 pirates died, the sinking of the town made the Spanish trade flourish and be able to move past that dreaded place, Port Royal, with only memories of the harsh raiding. This disgrace of the so-called pirate city made the destruction the biggest turning point in pirate history. Another reason to find the sinking of Port Royal the most important turning point in pirate history is that each one of the Spanish's stolen treasures sank to the seafloor, never to be seen again. Antoine Vanner in the website Dawlish Chronicles said, "What of the treasures that sank into the harbor? They have never been found." The Jamaican government recently and controversially gave a salvage license to an American group to prospect for sunken treasure off the island. Like so many enterprises before them, they found nothing. The Spanish and pirates, with no technology to get the treasure, now worth more than $254,000, back from the grasp of the sea, and had to leave the treasures behind, making the pirates, the Spanish, and the world that much poorer. Finally, the wickedest city in the world was demolished, showing that all horrible things, not just good, come to an end. Mark Oliver. In the website Captain Morgan's pirate city of Port Royal was a 17th century Sodom until it became a sunken Atlantis, said, "But in the eyes of many around the world, the destruction of Port Royal was no tragedy. It was nothing short of divine retribution, the hand of God coming down to destroy unholy cities." Around this time, the Spanish Main and surrounding areas were mostly of the Christian world.
This show of God's power against many sinning people showed others that God will not hesitate in destroying evil pirates.
So, it marked the most important turning point in all of pirate history. When 2,000 pirates perished in the water, each one with Spanish plunder was stolen back by nature, and the wickedest city in the world disintegrated under the waves. It marked the most important turning point in all of pirate history. The Buccaneer Town, the wickedest city in the world's destruction, was a major turning point in pirate history because of each one of these truths. But this kind of destruction isn't just in the past. At any time, the ground beneath our feet could be sucked away, just like the sand Port Royal built its livelihoods upon it. The 1907 and 1957 Jamaica Earthquakes Historical Marker website says that Kingston, in particular, experienced one of its worst earthquakes. Without warning, a series of shocks lasting less than a minute destroyed most of the city. Added to the destruction was a fire that raged for about 4 days. The fire hampered rescue operations and completed the destruction of the city. At the end of the day, more than 800 persons had died, and property valued at some $2,537,340 US laid in ruins. As the website "Are We Prepared for Rumbling Beneath" says,
Jamaica's geographic location places it right on the edge of the Caribbean tectonic plate, which is part of the larger boundary where the North American and South American plates converge.
These recent earthquakes in 1907 and
makes the island prone
1957
to seismic
and even
activities.
closer
This shifting
remind us that
of these tectonic plates
disasters
can
do
result
not
in
just occur in the
earthquakes, which
past,
can range from
but
mild
are a
tremors
present danger,
to devastating
threatening
shocks.
to sink more of the pirate city into the water's grasp. Tectonic plates, things that cause earthquakes, do not change so quickly. Humanity cannot fight against the strongest of all natural forces, the Earth itself. So we just have to brace ourselves for the next punch. That is why the destruction of Port Royal, the infamous pirate city, was the most important turning point in pirate history.